We use language to describe what we perceive and experience, and language is very limited, especially when it comes to describing and talking about fundamental nature. What we are cannot be put in words, but some words can touch deeply. We need concepts and abstractions to understand and explain our experience, but with that comes confusion and misunderstanding. The way we use the language creates an appearance of separateness, and we get lost in thinking and feeling as a separate self, cut off from the whole. It seems that life is happening to me, where I am a receiver and manager of life. There is one tiny word that puts everything in a different perspective and allows you to look at life and yourself differently. That little word is as. Word life is also limiting, and it's good to play with different words to see which word touches your beingness. It can be existence, isness, here now, consciousness, God. It's so important to connect a concept to experience, otherwise words stay rhetoric, and understanding is intellectual. So a shift in perception is seeing life appearing as, rather than to. It is the word to that creates an apparent gap, that talks about a relationship between the two. Life is happening to me, situations are happening to me. There is a receiver, gap, life. But look at how the view changes when you say life is happening as me, as situations, as the flow of events, as experiencing, as perceiving. There is no gap. Everything that is here is life. Everything is the same one life. Now, word consciousness seems more appropriate, but it points to the same. Consciousness is appearing as everything. Color, visual perceiving, forms, shapes are made of consciousness, are consciousness. Sounds, sensations, smells are experiences that seem separate, but nothing is separate from consciousness. There is only consciousness. See that consciousness and knowing. These two words point to the same. Connect this to your experience right now. See that you are aware of what is happening and of being aware too. You know that you are. This knowing and experiences are inseparable. The language says that there is knowing of experience. Let's say now there is knowing of watching this video, hearing sound, listening to my voice, seeing visuals, experiencing sensations and thoughts. The actuality is that knowing and experiencing, these two words also point to the same. There is no gap. The language says, I know of experience, and it seems that experience is separate from the knower. But see, this experience equals knowing of it. Knowing equals experience. I'm not talking about knowledge here or any descriptions, but the very basic knowing, being aware, right now. There is only consciousness, appearing as multitude of unique forms in the whole spectrum of sound, color, sensations, feelings, tastes, smells, thoughts. Like a multi-string instrument with different strings gives out multiple vibrations at the same time. We look at life and see those different vibrations, assuming they are separate experiences, and experience are separate from us. Everything can be seen as vibrations, energy, frequency. It's one field, one ocean of presence. And this presence shows up as what is here now. Absolute masquerading as a relative. Consciousness appearing as experiences. Life showing up as forms of life. Look around the room. Everything perceived as life. It is life showing up as an experience of a cup of tea, the experience of sitting in a chair, as colors, as sounds, ambience, thoughts, emotions. Just look around. Is anything separate from knowing, from aware knowing? This aware knowing is constant, while the content is ever changing, luring attention from one form to another endlessly. Let's investigate. Is life happening to a chair? There are visible wear and tear. Is it life making this to a chair? We call the process of returning from order to disorder entropy. That chair seems to be changing slightly over years. Is life happening to a chair or as the chair? Is the process of entropy happening to a chair? See how language plays a crucial role in making things seem separate. And still, it is the same life appearing as language, as descriptions, as this experience, as intellect and communicating. Here is an exercise to play with. Is life happening to or as? Don't take my descriptions to be yours. Investigate for yourself. Everywhere you look, check what feels truer. Life is happening to a tree or as a tree? To a cat or as a cat? To this character or as this character? To your mom or as your mom? To your mind or as your mind? To your sense of self or as the sense of self? To the sense of separateness or as the sense of separateness? To my ego or as ego? Play with these words to and as. See how everything looks and feels when described differently. And what is the difference? And have a look. Are there multiple lives? Is a cat's life separate from human life? Or both are forms of life? Same life showing up as a human, a cat, as the environment? Is it life showing up as your parents, partner, kids, or friends? And if word life doesn't do it, take a word that touches you deeply. Don't get stuck on words or their definitions from dictionary. Words are empty and they can only point. They are building blocks of illusions. So look how just a tiny word makes a difference. Intellectual understanding of concepts like absolute, awareness, God, gives so many explanations, questions and answers, speculation and logical reasoning. Books are written full of words, but only when you start connecting those words to the experience they point to. Being, stillness, spaciousness, vibrant fullness and emptiness that can only be felt. Words are no longer needed. There is nothing to know, nothing to understand. It's enough to simply be. And there is deeper peace in that. Thank you for watching. I hope this video will give you a way to notice connections through this little word as. Enjoy playing in the field. And if you have any questions that you would like me to make a video about, please leave a comment or send me an email. You'll find the contact details on my website, ilonatonighty.com. Thank you for comments, reactions, and especially for sharing with friends. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time.